Yeah.
I need to move over.
No, that's okay.
We're gonna do the budget workshop first or the meeting? Regular meeting? All right, Madam City Clerk, would you, I'm gonna call to order this regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Von Ormy. Madam City Clerk, would you please call a quorum?
Commissioner Sebastian Martinez.
Here.
Commissioner Raymond Guzman.
You.
Mayor Art Martinez Guevara.
Here. We have a quorum and we may proceed. If everyone will please rise for the invocation and the pledge of allegiance.
Heavenly Father, thank you for getting us together again for our regular meeting. May we make decisions that are beneficial to the city of One Army. We only ask this of you in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Do we have any citizens to be heard?
Yes. Maria Cortez. Good afternoon. With your permission, I brought my little microphone. Can everybody hear me now? Okay. Good afternoon. The first thing I want to see is I want to ask the commissioners, the mayor, and the city attorney. It was an investigation on Chief Ruben Loreto. My name was brought out several times by officers that they were in Target. And on my knowledge until today, we haven't received that report. I'm asking the lawyer, do we have that report already, sir, Mr. Jacob?
So under citizens to be heard, we can't
Okay.
answer, but after.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The chief, I know, is the one that have to ask for it, but I still wanna to hear from them. The second thing is, I know tonight we're discussing here the annexation from Mr. Guzman. That's something that you all can do, so I hear that the mayor wants to clear this out with the community. But tonight, I'm bringing another, again, the copy of his application for being a commissioner. I'm gonna put it up here. As you all can see on the top, the question is, how long you been living in Von Army? And he says 84 years, which we know is not true. That is already something to disqualify him from this application. And I will repeat it one more time, and as many times as I have to, even in front of the court, I was there when Valerie Enough said she denied the other two applications that were missing information, but she was not going to let those two people know to the end of the day because she didn't want for them to bring the information on time. I was in that office, I hear her, and I hear her calling the commissioners, congratulating them because they don't have any opponent. Nobody told me this. I didn't hear from nobody. I was in that office with Amanda Alcazar and Nav when she did that. Why the other two applicants were rejected and this one was not even questioned when he was lying in his application? Because if I'm not wrong, he served out of the country. So you didn't live in Von Army your 84 years of life. With all my respect, Commissioner. But this is a lie, and this is the proof. I don't know about the annexation. I wasn't here. I was not part of the community back then. But the decisions of Raymond, with the influence of Nat Valerie, since I got here, and I've witnessed this over and over, discriminating the ladies that she said that were against her. They now, I said it again, they were against her because they wanted the truth, they wanted transparency, and they
Thank you.
were not doing it. So that's what I wanted to know here, what happened here? And I hope next meeting we can clear this out.
3 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, 3 minutes, Mr. Guzman, I know you want to be quiet.
Michael Suarez.
Mine's kind of compounding the same thing, and to be perfectly honest, I've lived in Von Ormy for 54 years, but I've only lived in the city of Von Ormy since 2008. I was part of the CVO people that did it. But what I don't like seeing is the constant scofflaw of Texas laws. We can't annex in his house and say he can still be a commissioner. He should resign, and if not, there's other things. We have quid, war, run, tow that we can say, by whose authority, to remove him because he's not in the city limits. There is no commissioner, no city council member in any of the 256 counties in Texas that serves. Fort Worth has an exemption, but they're way bigger than us. It's the open meeting laws violations over at Amicus when they're sitting there talking about business, that there's photographs of them, and they say they don't care. We went to meetings. I was there with you. I was there with Charlie Brown. I was there with my wife, and we were taught how to run a city. This is not how. We take an oath. As an animal control officer, I took an oath to defend the Constitution. And so do you, so do you. We are not upholding that. We have to follow laws. No one is above the law. And that's what we're getting from people. And there's constant things. We have the city. You have to live inside the city limits for 6 months, in the state of Texas for a year to run for any of these. That's 22011. And I know that off the top of my head. What are we doing? The same thing. If Valerie did that, then that's violating people's constitutional rights. Are we so big that we can violate the Constitution that we swore to protect? That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Debbie, Commissioners and Mayor, my comments today are about the budget. I wanted to make sure that it's known that I support the budget that the mayor has prepared. I think he's done a good job in identifying areas to trim the fat, save some costs, and keep us at a no property tax, which we've worked on for a long time. With our city planner and the rules and regulations that homes are being built here and moved in, it's become so onerous to even build a house or pull a trailer in. If we can give them the benefit of having no property tax, I think that's a great move. So I fully support that.
Thank you.
David Rawls.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Over the last several months, I've attended many of these meetings. Time after time, citizens come before the council to express legitimate concerns, yet those concerns seem to go unheard. Very little changes, and most issues are never discussed again. That leaves many of us asking, why are you here? Who is representing the citizens that elected you? The mayor is often the only member of the council who consistently acknowledges that citizens are speaking during any type of public comments. The rest of you just look with blank stares or stare at a piece of paper. Recently, the interim police chief notified officers that they were being terminated due to budget constraints, and former Chief Ruben Loretto was blamed for it. But the question was brought up 6 months ago that we wanted to change the org chart where NAF was controlling the police department, and she controlled the budgets. So how is it Loretto's problem when she was the one controlling that stuff? To me, it's a good question for a citizen to see that. As citizens of Von Ormy, We also deserve to know whether the officers serving our community are qualified and capable of performing their duties. Public safety is one of the most important responsibilities of the city government. If the city cannot maintain a competent and properly managed police department, then the council should seriously evaluate whether continuing to operate one is in the best interest of the community, or whether those services should be better provided by Bear County. Another issue that raises concern is the apparent lack of discussion on agenda items introduced by members of the council. Significant decisions are often made with little or no deliberation during these meetings. That creates the appearance that y'all discussed it prior somewhere else, and you already know the answer and what you want to do with it, which violates the Open Meetings Act. The citizens deserve confidence that decisions are being made openly and in accordance with law. The investigation into the police chief also raises concerns. Many citizens question whether it was appropriate to use taxpayer money and whether the process was truly impartial. Public confidence depends not only on the outcome of the investigation, but also on the independence and fairness of those conducting it. Ultimately, I believe many citizens are asking the same question: what is the purpose of having a city government if it does not listen to its residents, address their concerns, or provide transparent and accountable leadership? The people of Wyoming deserve better. We deserve accountability. We deserve transparency. And elected officials who are willing to put their interests of the citizens above politics and personal relationships.
Thank you.
Jamie Spangler.
Hello, I'm Ormy Regular. I live in Congo, but I'm an events coordinator, and I've been in contact with Ms. Lynette about coordinating and planning the birthday event in September for you guys. Bringing in vendors and fun and face painting and bounce houses and things for you all.
Thank you. Okay. That is all the citizens to be heard. We'll move on to agenda item number 5A, discuss, review, and take action on payment of bills.
Mayor and Commissioners, y'all have a copy of that on your desk. If y'all could just review it, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Those are all the bills that will be paid for this month.
Where is that? I'm sorry.
And on the second page.
Okay, I got you.
And keep in mind that a lot of the bills that will be coming in, usually come in around between now and the 14th, through the mail, and then those will be processed. So your the next meeting will show more of the July bills.
Okay. And the Texas Attorney General, that's an order that we have to comply with?
The Texas Attorney General is the child support that I have by law.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on the bills? Hearing none, all in favor of paying the bills, say aye.
All right.
All opposed, say no. Ayes have it. Please pay the bills. Agenda item 5.
Was there
Huh?
a motion?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, we didn't have
We
a
need a motion?
motion in a second.
Do we have slides for that?
A lot.
Like the bills and stuff to show?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'll do that with you.
The next meeting, yeah, that's, okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll entertain a motion to pay the bills.
I will make that motion.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion carries. We will pay the bills. Agenda item 5B, discuss, review, and take possible action regarding the towing contract with the city. I put this on the agenda. We were going through, Lynette and I were going through the budget, and frankly, the current towing contract with Chacon, we actually lose money every time we tow. That has to do with the amount of fees we're paying Chacon, which seem to be extremely high based upon the market. And have we received any revenue from?
That's my question.
When it comes to the towing, no, sir, we do receive revenue if the cars are left in impound more than a day.
Right, okay. So,
How much money have we received from him? Do we know how much money have we received from him?
Yeah.
Well, I can go through that through the budget.
To the budget.
But we've received right at around 70,000.
70,000 from him?
From, we have, okay, so the contract with Chicon changed, and he was supposed to be.
I'm here, I'm right.
You wanna come in?
Oh, okay, there he is. I didn't remember him.
So the original contract was put out for bid. We bid it with a higher amount because Von Army is getting 25% of the tow, 25% of whatever is charged. So we were paying you guys 25% of that $250, it was $255, I think. So we were paying you guys 25%. That's almost $64 a car. Everything you guys told us, $65 almost for anything. Now, the contract changed in the beginning. It said that it was all going to our impound, which is the reason why we charge so much, because you guys get 25%. That's why we want to bid, because it was much. We're getting more, the lower price, the lower you guys receive as revenue. Well, in the contract, it says if you guys wanted to make y'all's impound, y'all are allowed to, and we have to follow, which is totally fine. You guys made it, and now it's costing more money to maintain the yard, to auction the vehicles, more payroll to send the notifications, and it's just kind of a new situation now, because we're in the business to do that type of stuff. You guys are the city, the officer should call a tow truck, not hear from that tow truck again, pick it up, go, and that's it. But the city administrator, and the last, I guess, council, I'm not sure what it would be called, chose to make us own impound, which then, yes, you guys are now responsible for all that, and now you'll have to pay for us. You guys originally budgeted us to pay you guys, but when y'all took over everything, now you guys have to pay us, which is not in the budget. So I never understood that, but it's kind of.
yeah, and that's one of the problems. Our last administrator put that we would be making like 150,000 a year, and so that's part of the problem with the gross error in the estimated revenue. But with that said, just as the gentleman mentioned, that the contract is out of line with our current system, so I think we need to bid it out again. It's coming up soon anyway. I think we only had a 1-year extension. When does it terminate? Do we know roughly? Like 5, 6.
End of November, I think.
End of November, so we have enough lead time to
Coming up.
start looking at other bids and having people come in and getting a contract that's more congruent with our current system. So that's all we're asking for. So the contract's about to expire roughly, and these things always take a few months anyway to put bids out and whatnot. So what I'd like to see is a motion that we put the bid out and that we task the staff to try to put together parameters again that are more congruent with us actually owning the lot versus kind of trying to hammer or put a round peg in a square hole kind of a thing.
Well, if it's changed that much, then we have to put it up.
Okay. All right, make the motion.
And everybody can bid on it.
Everybody should come from bid as well. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion that we do that, Mayor.
We have a motion, do we have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carries. Agenda item number 5C. Discuss and review citizen complaints regarding Commissioner Guzman's annexation and past election timeline. Commissioner Guzman. Okay.
So, I know there's been lots of complaints and noise about Commissioner Guzman's annexation status. He was originally annexed in 2011, and that ordinance was recorded as it's supposed to with Bear County. And so, I know it may not look like that on the BCAD, but at the same time, the city also annexed a strip of roadway so that it would be contiguous. And so therefore, he was eligible to run in 2019. When did you run? 2022?
I think it was, I think it was
He had
22.
been in the city by that point for close to 10 years. And as far as his comment on the voting sheet that he had lived here for 84 years. Nobody could have lived in Von Ormy for 84 years, and that was not a material defect to the voting application, and so he was allowed to run. As far as the city is concerned, there's no issue here. If y'all have any questions, this document is available on Bear County Deed Records as a recorded document.
I'd like to
So-
say something. Okay, we served Vietnam at the same time. Okay, and when you're in the military, your home of record is always Von Ormy, Texas. We voted in Von Ormy, Texas. See, even though we were in Vietnam or wherever, I was aboard ship, and we'd get to vote every year. So that makes you, doesn't that make you a citizen of this town? It's a government. It's a government thing that we get those benefits. If you're in the military, that's your home of record, right here in Von Ormy, Texas.
But not the city limits.
There was no city of
Hold on.
Von Ormy until
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah.
So
I-
Von Ormy
yeah.
says 52 square miles. If you go
I know,
by
Mike, you can't have anyone interrupt, so
Yeah, nobody,
I'll take limited question. We can't, but so we'll
It's not a
get,
question, it's a fact.
no, I understand. And, yes.
and we have a ruling from the Attorney
Jackie, do you have a
General.
question?
And we
I
have a
have a
ruling
question and a
from the
statement.
Attorney
My
General.
question is to the attorney.
I've sent it
Uh,
out. I haven't got it yet.
You say
Send
that
it out
we
to
just
him.
have a
We sent it out to the
ordinance
secretary.
that says this happened, right?
An ordinance that was adopted by this board in 2011, annexing Commissioner Guzman's property into the city of Von Ormy, making it inside city limits.
So are you telling me that you could go from the boundary that was there at Exxon, okay? And you weren't supposed to go over how it says contiguous? You weren't supposed to go over 2 other properties before you got to him to annex?
They annexed the roadway, the access road along
The
35.
back of his house?
The front of it. So I believe it's the access road right there that we annexed. And so any property along that is just a strip that makes it contiguous. That's
It
what,
doesn't make it contiguous.
I understand that it's a
You're
loop.
leapfrogging, that's what you're doing.
No, it is connected. They
How is
connect
it connected?
by a strip of roadway
In the
from,
back of his house?
whatever
The
the
front.
front, the access road.
Okay. In
And that means the
front.
other people in between there are,
Could be annexed, but were not, or they didn't want to be at that time.
then how can you?
So how
Because
could you
it-
go to
it's
a
still
border
touching.
that's
I-
not there?
Well,
don't know
think
how
about
it's
Jackie, so that,
Okay.
the way I understand it is, okay,
Okay.
you have the Exxon property,
Okay.
right? And you have Mr. Guzman's property.
Uh-huh,
And what we did essentially, or what the city did, was they
okay,
annexed I-35 in between.
okay.
And yes, there's an empty space here of properties that could also be annexed because they touch the I-35 access road, which is in the city.
35 access road.
Yeah, the access road.
But his house doesn't sit on the access road, it's way back in the back.
What, it's the property. I mean, it's his house, I mean, his property is long strip,
I
my
thought
understanding.
though that
But
the
he
state of
starts at
Texas
1604, didn't he?
outlawed figure annexes, because we
Hold
have
on.
the figure annex on I-35 up to
Mr.
the
Mayor.
post
Yeah.
office.
Mr.
And they
Mayor.
Hold on.
stopped that.
I-
So that can be construed as a finger annex.
There are certain exceptions to that?
Question,
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
he already spoke.
I understand. I know, I'm just trying to get a limited amount of, for clarity.
Trying to help the
Guzman,
community.
I'm trying to help
we're
explain
get
it.
transparent.
Because-
We're trying to get transparency,
Yeah.
that's it.
And I'm trying, and again, you know, I'm a municipal attorney, and I've
We
looked
know
at
that.
the, right, and in my opinion, unbiased of any side, I think he is contiguous. In other words,
You think,
yeah,
does attorneys think?
he does.
Okay,
does.
now you're saying think, shall, must, can, that sounds real
No, I
not
understand.
transparent to me.
So, but that's what happened was, in order to annex his property, which is, there's 2 or 3 in the middle, the city annexed the roadway, which touches the Exxon touches the roadway, and Mr. Guzman's front property touches the same roadway. We also, at that same time, as far as strips, we annexed the Union Pacific Railroad track.
Charlie Brown?
I know
Yeah,
that.
and we
Yeah,
annexed,
but I'm
we
not
annexed
worried
the,
about
the
that.
channel, I'm just giving you examples of strips.
Yeah.
He said you
Yeah.
can't do a strip.
Right.
We also annexed the
Charlie-
channel of the Medina River. So there are certain things that are, if they're,
So was there things that we didn't have to do because we did an ordinance? Or
No,
did we have to do the postings? Did we
Right.
have to do the
Yes.
hearings?
So
Did we have to do the permits? Did we have to do the?
all annexations at that time, and I'm assuming it's the same now, there's a public hearing. Just like with zoning changes, people in proximity are notified. There's a public hearing. There was one at the city council chamber or meeting place, and there's one at the property. And then if the city council approves the annexation, then an ordinance is written saying this, whatever parcel is in the city, just like we did with the church, right? And then that ordinance is recorded in the property records, and then the city map is updated, and that's how you legally process an
And
annexation.
was it supposed to be filed with the clerk?
It's filed in the real property records.
In the real property?
Yeah, at the county clerks.
In the county.
The county
clerk.
clerk.
Okay, and that was on 2011.
Right, and that's what I think Jacob is showing you is that, or saying is
Well,
that
he only
ordinance.
gave me one paper, that's
Okay.
it. And
Well-
he said that's all that was part of this
Right, right.
annexation.
Mayor, didn't we do the same thing to Charlie Brown?
All annex, yeah, and,
Yes, we
and
did.
that all
But
happened
you
roughly at the same
understand,
time.
Charlie
You're talking
did.
about things that are contiguous, okay?
Oh, come
That's
on.
what you're talking about. Don't say come on. I
That-
know
What's
that.
that?
And this
Yeah.
is not contiguous when you look in the law.
Mr. Mayor,
So you're talking about some different,
Right.
different things, you see?
Right.
That's
So-
why we're concerned.
No, I understand, but that's the answer. And again, is that because they annexed, or the city annexed the I-35 access road,
Right.
beginning with the Exxon down to Mr. Guzman's property, it is contiguous because the city can follow that road, that line there.
All right, there was a
And-
city,
and-
the
and
city
it's
limit,
legal To not
Almost,
touch any of those residents anytime.
It touches them in the front, but they didn't want to be annexed, so they chose not to be annexed.
the city limit is past the Exxon. It's not at the
Well, yes, that's
Exxon.
correct, yeah.
No, yes, it is, you're right.
It's
You're
past
right,
the
you're
Exxon.
It's the
right.
Exxon and then
Yeah.
the next parcel, which is actually
Mr.
drain
Mayor.
field.
You're right, you're right.
next item.
Okay.
And so, Guzman, shut up.
Oh,
Just shut up.
Jackie,
Yeah,
Jackie,
you
come on,
don't
Jackie.
need to do that,
Jackie.
Jody.
Okay.
Get out of here.
All we're trying is to get
Jackie,
answers.
I understand.
Tell him to shut up.
Appeal it
All
right
right,
there.
Jackie. All right, if you have any other questions, I'm happy to try to
Mr. Mayor.
explain it
Get out.
Get out.
afterwards. Yeah.
I'll make a motion, meeting adjourned.
You sign and get out of here this
That's right.
Well, we have a motion to adjourn.
No.
We can take a 5-minute break.
Well, if this doesn't
Recess?
stop, I'm gonna second the motion like
Well,
that.
I'm cutting off. What I'm saying is if anyone has any other questions, I'm happy to stay
They
after
can
and try to
appeal
answer
it
them.
right there, he just told them how to do it.
Right.
You don't need to do it here.
All right. Are there, among the council, is there any other questions or comments on this agenda item?
I think we've had enough on that. item.
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to, and I gotta find my agenda now. Agenda item
D,
5D. City Administrator update of financial status, permit report, public works report, event report, and upcoming deadlines.
where's Jacob?
Is my head in the way? I can move to the side. Okay, good. But I'm the only one who can't see the slide.
It's all above your head.
Sorry, guys, the computer shut down a second. All right, so the mayor's asked to start doing a little bit more transparency throughout the city, and I don't mind doing these at all for everybody, so everybody can see. So, for the month of June is what I'm gonna give you the reports on. For the finance, we brought in $2,868. Sales tax, we brought in $67,299. The impound lot for the month of June came in at $2,546. Permits were 126. Fines came in at $23,488. Anybody have any questions on that slide?
Is fines, what does that include as far as fines?
So I'm not supposed to answer the
Okay. What is included in the fine? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I follow.
Yeah.
Sorry, very strong. So in fines, that can be anything from court to past fines to any kind of,
Permits,
no, not permit.
not permits.
permits are completely
Yeah, there.
different. So,
Okay.
fines or anything, or court fines.
Or fines, code compliance fines, anything.
That could be code compliance.
Now the sales tax, that's a little bit high.
It is, that's
Yeah.
when our quarter came in.
Okay, okay.
So that's about our
Yeah.
normal, it's gonna
Yeah.
be 40 to 60, except for that exception that you and I are looking into.
What's included on the impound amount? How did you guys get that amount?
How do we calculate the impound amount?
So the impound amount that comes in is, when they come in, they pay Jennifer for
Yeah.
the days of the tow that comes in, the flat rate of what we have, and then we have a daily rate depending on how long it's been there.
So that's the tow plus the storage.
Storage and the daily rate, administration fee, and what am I forgetting? Jennifer, it's just those, right?
So
So
that
we are
includes-
getting money out of the pound.
I can't answer
Very
you.
little.
Okay.
So we're getting money, still, we're getting money out of the pound.
'Cause if
But
I-
he's losing.
If
Okay,
I
hold on.
remember- if
Yeah,
I
hold on.
remember correctly,
Yeah.
we were paying Von Army double that, sometimes almost triple,
So.
when we were running everything, and you guys weren't spending any payroll, sending out letters, and, you know.
Well, we'll go over that. You and I, we'll put it together and we'll do a financial impact on it, and
Yeah.
work back with the city, okay? So,
Okay.
but that's what that's part of.
And did we, you may have mentioned, did we ever confirm that past bump in sales tax, that 100?
That's what you and I
Okay.
are working on.
Okay.
I had to do another open record check
Jeez.
on it, and I still haven't got the breakdown.
Okay,
But I think I know what it is. But
Okay.
it's another situation you and I were talking about on some sales.
And we're still gonna make money when we sell the cars.
I'm working on that, sir.
We need to,
I've got some other stuff I have to do
okay,
before I do
you've
that,
got enough
okay?
to do.
Okay, so grant-wise, I have been extremely busy. This has taken up the majority of my time here at the city. The Safe Streets grant, we have been awarded $275,000. That is what we call dedicated funds that will
There's
only
the
go back to
grant.
state
Like
streets
that.
and stuff that we need. So I'm real excited to do that, trying to finish up the paperwork, get everything in order. I need to get with Jacob, the attorney, on that. For the sewer grant, this is ongoing with preparation of AG3. I have been in meeting after this. I have to get with Ada tomorrow. There's a whole lot of ongoing parts with that, but I really don't have an update other than it's ongoing, and I'm having to do a lot of training with the EPA.
now on that, I know I did talk to Julio, we did send a letter, we had to give a notice of intent
We
to
did the
accept,
notice of intent, and we went ahead and.
which doesn't commit us, but it moves us
and the
forward.
billing. And
Right.
we did the billing that I can't think of his name, that wanted it, that asked for
Yeah,
it.
from the county, right?
Yes, we did.
And that's for the design, for the, yeah.
The second one is from the Texas Water and Development Board. It's the Water Supply and Infrastructure Grant. I know we don't have water here, but what Roxanne and I are trying to do is, because sewer has to do with water, and we are such a small community, we're trying to wrap that in and get a little bit more funding. On a community of our size, we could get, the allocations are up to 10 million. So just let's cross our fingers and let me see what I can get on that.
And just so you know, one of our main infrastructure issues is that Atascosa Water has almost all their infrastructure on the north side of 35, the Trey Walter side. And so anyone trying to do development on the south side has issues with water pressure, because all the towers are on the other side, and the pipelines that cross over the interstate are small. They're not enough to support. So I know over the last few years, we've heard people come in and say, we're going to build 500 homes or whatever. That's always been the limitation. And so at some point, we need either larger infrastructure coming over, and potentially a water tower, is my understanding. Now, there's always different technology, stuff like that. But that's one of the things that's limiting our ability to grow south of 35.
Any other questions before I go on?
On the streets there was also the county's community block grant fund.
CDBG,
Yeah, CDBG.
that's ongoing. I don't have an update on that one though, but it is, the CDBG is still out there.
But it was for streets. Yes. So you tied into that, we ought to be able to fix a couple of streets.
I'm hoping so, sir.
Okay.
But, I mean, keep in mind that just paving on Army Street or here at Port Horse will probably keep the majority of that, or if not more of it. Any other questions? So court update, Jennifer's pushed the docket up to 200, what do we have, 270? Yeah, and I'm sorry to our prosecutor, but we have maxed the docket out as much as we can, try to get people in. Our warrant officer, who is sitting over there, is amazing. He is serving about 30 to 50, and we're getting about a 50% return on everything he's bringing out. And we have, after going with the contract with Lineberger, who is also doing more citations or notices, I'll call them notices, we've seen an increase on past tickets all the way back to 2015, up to 15%. As you know, we do have a lag of almost $2 million in unpaid tickets.
Your docket increase,
We're increasing, we're gonna push that docket as hard as I can until Jacob.
what was it before?
We're running about 150. About 150,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
we'll keep doing it as long as the prosecutor tells me I can. So,
And what about Omni?
Omni, the resolution was sent in, and we just need to get it set up.
Okay. So those are usually, in my experience, the two largest ways you collect on people that have skipped out on their tickets, right? One is hiring a collection law firm. They send out the notices and they file lawsuits and that kind of stuff. And we didn't have that for many years. And the other one is Omni holds, which is if someone no-shows or doesn't pay, then we can put a hold on their license. And sometimes it takes a few years, but eventually they need to renew their license and they can't do that until they clear it. And so that was one of the issues we had in the past, which is why we have 2 million in backed up ticket logs or whatever, because there was really no method of enforcement, or the two of the strongest methods of enforcement were lacking.
So, public works wise, and next time I'm probably gonna have Jacob come up here and do it himself, but I just wanna kind of show him, he said no to me, never mind. Public works, so he's been mowing, I'm sure all of you have seen him. I have had him on that's why he is so red in the face, he's very sunburned. He's been mowing for the last month. So I think with all this rain, the grass went in just crazy. The park, he's been doing the roadway, he's been doing around the facility, he's been spraying, he's been doing a ton of stuff. So I've had him out and about. He has been doing sign maintenance. We've been trying anything from fixing signs to trying to get the graffiti off, which is ongoing and just a little bit of a problem. He's been doing the weed eating all around here, the park, the facilities, trash pickup. We do have some issues with people dumping trash a lot lately. He's been having to do that almost on a daily basis, he told me today. We're gonna have to deal with that with code somehow or another. Building needs and repairs, he's also anybody that if I have something that's wrong, he comes and fixes it. If it's a toilet or anything, he's also my IT guy. If I have an issue, he comes and fixes the computer. I didn't put that in there though. And he also covers in court, so he can run everything Jennifer can when it comes to taking tickets or helping in the courtroom, whatever. So that's kind of Jacob's role in the city with me. Upcoming wise, he is going to start installing the new street signs over in Encanto, right? Trying to get that, it's going to be continuous mowing as long as this rain is going on. He's doing park repairs as needed. He worked with the group of ladies this morning and they did the painting today, so that worked really well. And then we're going to try to get, you want a water truck for the?
Water buffalo?
The water buffalo, to burn the big
Yeah,
brush
water
pile
buffalo.
over there.
What's that? What's a water buffalo?
It's like a
Buffalo.
water truck for safety.
Okay. That's something we rent, or is that something we?
It's a rent item.
Okay.
Just for safety reasons, because it's,
Okay.
the mesquite's getting so dry.
Yeah.
So, and then he's gonna do that along with the everyday maintenance needs what we have out.
And yeah, and
Training
I know some folk, I just want to thank everyone who came early and volunteered to paint. That was tremendous, and thank you, Jacob, for organizing it and making sure everybody put the right color at the right spot. So, thank you all.
Training wise, I put it on here, I've had to do the TNT training that I have to do every year, and then I've been in EPA classes, which have been never ending, and I still probably have 2 or 3 more days left of those. Secretary, for the city secretary, the mayor and I have talked about sending Jennifer to clerk training, so we can get her certified. So that really won't happen till the end of the year, and they only do a testing, I think, once a year. I want to say it's December, if I remember right, but so she can get her clerk secretary license. And that's all I have, if y'all have any questions.
Any questions on the reports? Do we need to make a motion to accept the reports?
Only if I want to.
Okay, if there's no further questions, we'll move on to agenda item 5E, Police Department update, update on department status and crime and statistics overview.
So, this is the first time we've done this also. Basically, for the month of June, all of June and 1 week of July, we've had a total of 19 calls for services. We've had 1 theft, 1 mental health crisis, no narcotics in Army calls, 1 civil matter. We've had 5 assists to other agencies, various agencies, and we've had 11 tows so far, just for the month. As far as citations, traffic tickets, moving violations, equipment violations, they vary from stoplights, just 1. We just kind of put what we have here. Driver's license related 53, we get a lot of those. Speeding 44, no insurance, those are total offenses. 17, seatbelt violations 1, window tint, it's summer 14, and motor vehicle registrations 29. Does anyone have questions on citations? Here is basically the breakdown of moving violations, equipment violations, and
There it is.
that we have right now. In May, we had 151 citations. June, we had 165. And in 2 weeks alone, the last week of June and the first week of July, we've already had 112. So we have a traffic officer and we have dedicated people out there enforcing traffic. And that alone, we've already almost surpassed the entire month of May and June. We're projected to get around 288 for the rest of July. And in August, we're looking to exceed 175, 275, 375, sorry. I don't have glasses, apologies.
And that's due to having just more shifts running traffic? Or
So
what's
we
the-
have, we basically, what we did was we promoted an officer from reserve to full-time. We had to, but we downsized. So we have Officer Gamble, he went from code compliance to a full-time traffic. He's out on the, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, and he's running traffic. Also, he's doing crashes, we call road rage. He's doing a little of everything along with the other officers that are on duty during the day. We still don't have officers at night because of the lack of officers. We are looking to hopefully hire another officer that would also work. Most of our offenses happen during the day and not at night. So with the more officers, daytime shift, Monday through Friday, you're looking at an exponential number of, possible violations that happen throughout the day. Once again, in August, we are looking, the math doesn't look right, but the increase is over, 250. Yes, sir.
Just curious, if all the officers that are working worried about traffic tickets, who comes when I call 911?
They also do that. We have a dedicated officer that's on the road, but that's 1 out of the 18 that we have. So
You said nobody's working nights, so that means nobody's coming at night?
we don't have, no, Bear County's handling nights.
Wow.
So that's, unfortunately, it's a manpower issue. And they're reserves, so.
The problem with that though is Bear County doesn't enforce like a noise ordinance when my neighbor's blasting music at 2 a.m. They won't enforce our ordinances.
Yes, this is true. They're supposed to, but.
They won't.
Yeah.
And that's a quality of life issue. When somebody's playing cumbia at 2 o'clock in the morning, I gotta get up at 5:30.
And we do have noise meters for the officers. All of our officers right now, day and night, are on weekends. That's kind of when things happen in the Army. I'm not saying they don't happen during the week, but for the most part, we have all of our reserves are weekend shifts, day and night. Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
So what you're showing me here in the amount of past months and now, and what I see reflect there is that our police department now is concentrating more and bringing revenue to the city, doing tickets on the
Don't
road,
answer.
than protecting our city
Don't answer.
and our city citizens on nighttime when the crime is more active. I know during the day you have more tickets to do, but in nighttime is when we get the graffiti, when we get, because I remember getting calls and everything, so
Yeah.
for me, I mean, and I'm okay, you wanna get revenue, that's fine, but in the past, I also hear that we didn't have enough money to pay new full-time officers or even part-time, and we'll be having issues with the people working overtime because they took care of people that they didn't pay on
Okay,
time or
yeah.
whatever, but
I think,
what I see here is
yeah.
the citizens being
I,
protected.
I think we all need to remember is that obviously our police department's in transition, right? We have a request for applicants to come in,
Yeah.
and so we've had people leave. It's so that this is reflective of what's going on today, but we're working on trying to get, the police department, like the other departments, back in order with full staffing and whatnot.
So we have money to hire more people when we haven't in the past, when we were asking for more officers full-time?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying now?
All I'm saying is that we're in transition, so we do have staff. We have staffing issues, and so we're.
So the citizens have to wait for protection?
No, but what I'm just telling you is we're in transition. We just had several resignations. We're trying to hire a new chief, and so don't think that this is the permanent situation. It's the transitional situation, and we've got to get new leadership and address these issues. I agree. We need to address these issues, but we're transparently reporting them now to show you this is what's going on. And one of the issues we had was there was not enough staffing doing traffic, which is safety. When we don't patrol, like you said, there's road rage, there's other things. It's not necessarily a revenue issue. And when we get to the budget, we'll see that. But we have to do priorities, and so we're in transition. So just put an asterisk on it. Put it that way.
My understanding is the
Actively working on.
The
Okay.
chief
Yes.
told the officers,
Yeah.
focus on tickets, they want more revenue, don't worry about the community, let the Bear County take care of those calls.
I don't
That
think
was,
it's
Nobody
that
said
was
that.
said by the
okay.
active.
Okay.
So, you said that Officer Gamble is now full-time. Who's doing the hiring and firing? Because a lot of the
Well-
reserve got notices that they needed to.
Yeah. Well, again, the interim chief is
Why is that?
well.
If they're reservists, they're not getting paid.
Yes, but we're in transition, so we're working on stuff. But reservists cost the city more than just salary, right? We have to pay insurance, we have to provide vehicles, and so whenever we finalize our new police chief leadership, we're going to have policy discussions on where do we want to staff, how do we balance that, how do we get 24/7 coverage again, and I think if I'm not saying that that's the case, but if we've got 5 people, it's hypothetical that isn't true, we have 5 people doing murder investigations, and we average like 1 a year, and we've got 1 person doing traffic, well then we probably need to reallocate and say, okay, we could have 1 person doing murder investigations and 2 doing traffic and 2 doing property crime prevention, that type of stuff. So
Who hired Gamble?
as we voted on, all hirings and firings are recommended by staff and approved by council.
If y'all haven't done
Approved
that.
where?
Yeah.
Oh, just by phone?
Yeah. I'm
Just
sorry?
by phone?
No, not by phone.
I mean, because we
But
didn't,
yeah.
we didn't discuss that in our public meeting, right? And that's what you told us when Chief was let go. That y'all were gonna make the final decision, but we didn't know if
Moving
it was
forward,
gonna be.
And again,
in phone or
everything's in
be
transition
separately,
right
or-
Well, we are in transition, but the thing is.
I understand the
I-
transition,
I-
how will you decide
I understand.
without doing it in public? Do you meet without the public, or you have conference phone calls, or?
He wouldn't talk to us.
I actually have more to go through, so
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Okay, we can talk about that after. Go ahead and finish.
These statistics here are based on, for May and June, were based on the number of employees, which were 23 employees. The July and August are based on 3. Those are the numbers for 3 officers.
Okay.
Versus the others, which was based on,
23.
so it's a productivity issue. As far as calls for service, we had an aggravated robbery, criminal trespass, evading, arrest, detention, resisting arrest, disturbances. We had an animal call, tampering with government records, continuing family violence, another criminal trespass, and civil matter for the month of June. Any questions on that? Okay. For arrests that we had 3 arrests, criminal trespass, evading on foot, and a warrant, and then we had another one with a warrant that were arrested, an arrest. We have 5 active felony warrants that we're working on right now, narcotics law, evading with a vehicle, DWI, and 2 proof of damage. That's what our CID is currently working on. We're gonna have a back to school drive. I have officers that are I have event planners and community policing officers that are working on that for the month of July and August. As far as background checks, open records requests, anything like that, we had 8 for the month of June. They run from, mainly they're usually background checks for employment, government, federal, and military. We had the 5 outside agencies. We had SAPD, we assisted SAPD with a hit and run that was in San Antonio. We assisted DPS with a vehicle pursuit that was down the road bridge. We assisted Bear County and with a stolen vehicle. SAPD with a stalled semi that was blocking the freeway, and we assisted Somerset with a crash. So it was kind of a light month. Once again, we are hoping to hire another officer for the continuing traffic unit. We're currently underway with a 287G task force. They basically will also work traffic enforcement along with patrol for the city, policing with the city, patrol buys of neighborhoods, which actually we have a new SOP on patrol buys. Officers will be lighting houses up, just so we're actually doing stuff. The task force will also help fund the full-time officer. So that funding wouldn't come from the city, it would come from the task force.
What agency runs that, the 287G?
DHS.
Okay.
So they will.
Okay, that's the agreement we signed.
Yeah, they will literally fund 125% of the employee's paycheck. So it wouldn't cost the city anything. Now we're working on another program we want to talk about. It's called the Cash Bond and Stamper Program. Other departments throughout the state, along with DPS, do it. What it is when a traveler is coming through the city and they're coming from one state to another or out of the country to another state, and they have a traffic violation, a moving violation, they're towing a car incorrectly, they get pulled over, naturally. They're given their citation, their fines, and if we know, and usually they'll actually say, well, I'm not coming back. What we can do is we can actually take them before the clerk, and we have legal paperwork that they would sign, and they would pay those fines on the spot. Mm-hmm. It avoids their car from being towed. They don't have to try to go and find the money. It's an inconvenience for them. It's just the program that other departments are running. It's completely legal. It just avoids the fact that almost 10 out of 10 times those people that come through, they're not going to pay their fines, and those are fines that need to be paid regardless, because when they turn into warrants, they're not paid. So basically that's it. The driver just passes through, they're given the option, what are they gonna do? Do they wanna pay for it now, or do they wanna, if they can go for a judge, if we have one, if not, at night, there's a money order process that's processed through the clerk. It would save a lot, because about a third, if not a quarter of our citations that would normally go through are travelers that aren't gonna pay their citations. And we obviously have a backlog of those that warrants are working on. So if we can get them taken care of now, that's better than doing it later. We have in the process, we're currently in the process of hiring. We want to present 2 officers to the city council for hire as community policing and event planning. It's what they did in their last jobs. They were actually officers that were here before, but they specialized in that in their other current job. They're gonna organize our View Santa, our National Night Out, Trunk or Treat, any events that we think of that we want to run, and we want to run a few, but they would be the ones that would do that. That's what the community policing officers are for. We currently have, as far as officers go, we had 23 reserves. We're down to 18. Of those 18, 6 of them are not patrol officers. We have a dedicated evidence technician who takes evidence and stuff to Austin. We have an animal control officer. We have 2 NCID that split the work between the whole week. That way someone's here all week. They're both part-time, so they overlap. They're only here 3 days a week. And we have one more. They're not patrol officers. They don't go out. Unless there's an emergency, they leave, but for the most part, they have a dedicated job and they're not there every day. We are hoping to get more reserves. The community police officers are also going to be our recruiting officers. We have appointments with ACOG and with SAC and with other police academies. So they're going to go and they're going to try to recruit officers that are new or officers that have experience that will be productive to the city. We don't need officers that aren't going to do anything. With the addition of more officers that are reserved, we'll have 24-hour coverage 7 days a week like we used to. But they would be productive. They would actually do patrol buys for the citizens. They would actually go and do stuff that the other officers sometimes didn't. It's just the way it was. We're also going to have officer evaluations, which we've been trying to do for a long time. They're going to be quarterly, based on their productivity. Their performance will actually determine whether or not they stay with the department. Reserves are at will. If they can't do the job, they can't do the job. Does anyone have any questions?
Are you being evaluated?
Oh yes, I like to be evaluated because if I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I'm going to keep doing it wrong.
Are you gonna go in the physical part too?
I don't know. Depends if I get my
Okay.
knees fixed.
All right.
But
Thank
All
you.
right, any other questions from council?
I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
You said you have an animal control officer. Are they certified by the state?
yes, I believe he is. That's all he does.
Oh,
I didn't hire him. He was a leftover, so I'm meeting with him. I see him. He's here every night from 8 o'clock on, and that's all he does.
Yeah.
He doesn't go and really.
Like, again, that's in transition. When we get to the budget, we're trying to move it from PD over to Public Works, because we don't necessarily need a peace officer to be the
well,
animal
because,
control.
I see a plethora of dumb animals that either Julie Marketplace, myself, or
Yeah.
Carrie Brister take care of. And it's at night.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I'm just letting you know that we're planning on transitioning that to hopefully get better coverage.
That's what I was
But
asking.
currently, it is a reserve police officer.
As you know, I know,
Yeah.
you have to keep track of your own hours.
Absolutely.
So you can get certified once and then 8 out of those hours.
Yeah.
You need qualifications just like the police do in the state of Texas.
Correct.
So saying we have one and we don't, doesn't work, especially if we have to do a decap and send to Austin for a rabies evaluation, which rabies was right up north from us in Alamo Ranch.
Okay.
All the other meetings, y'all talked about hiring somebody to take care of animals.
Yes.
Now, all of a sudden, we have an officer?
No, that's the system we've had, and we put it in the new upcoming budget to move it from PD.
They said that they were just, the officers were doing it. They didn't say they had
Yeah.
officer.
That's my, we have one officer who's a reserve, right, that,
He's a reserve, and to be honest, he's more of, he comes in and does the maintenance on the pound to make sure the pound is clean, dogs are taken care of. He doesn't actually, he doesn't actually go out and get the dogs. The officers during the day do that.
He's not a paid,
no, he's not paid.
and, I'd like to know the status on, hiring a chief. Is there a deadline or what is going on there?
The 31st for applications, and then we have a committee that's gonna review them. And if we have good ones, and if not, we'll extend it, get
Who's
more.
the committee?
We voted last time, it was me, Lynette, and Officer
Who is that?
Lopez.
Lopez.
Lopez. Just to screen them, so if we have someone that's 6 months, experience, we don't necessarily want that person.
I just want to answer Ms. Gardner's question. I have a full-time officer right now because the former chief, Ruben Loreto, keep asking the former administrator for one. I even asked Sami
Okay.
in the restaurant where we eat every morning for a control animal because the chief and the officers smell like every time they go and clean, because they have to go and clean 2 or 3 times because they have inspectors, they come and see it and check it and see if the animals are, in winter warm and summer are cold. And Vidal is doing a good job. He's doing it in the afternoons, and Chief is doing it in the morning. I don't know who's doing it. Some of the officers will give him the medicine, we need, that the chief will buy. And I saw all that or hear that, but that's why we don't have an animal control now.
Okay,
Not because
are there any,
they don't want
hold on.
it, it's because they never decide to get one.
Yeah.
One more question,
Yeah.
why were the other, he's talking about bringing back, what did you say?
Community.
Hiring more,
Community policing officers.
I don't know what is it, whatever it's called. The ones that are.
Retired.
Yeah, reserves.
Reserves.
He talked about bringing back some more reserves. Why were the other ones let go then?
I don't know, can we discuss
Because
personnel?
according for them, they were not
I
productive.
wouldn't.
Yeah, we can't discuss personnel issues,
Yeah, they
unfortunately.
were not productive according to the.
Well, no, I heard.
Not
it
an
was
open
because of
session.
the insurance, but if we're bringing them back again, what happened?
No, the people that
Well,
got let go was the
we
chief.
can't talk about specifics because it's personnel issues, but again, we're in transition, but one of the things we need to find is new leadership,
But we don't
and
want-
then we have to look at our current assignments. It's just, the new
We're not
leadership's
asking
gonna dictate that.
specific, We're just asking not a
Right.
specific person, in general, why did you get rid of a whole bunch of reservists and now you're rid of
To
them?
bring it back.
Because they support
You said it was too
Yeah.
much money.
They were told because they support Loreto. Look at the
Yeah.
names. Just
Again, I
look
can't
at
talk
the
about personnel issues, unfortunately. We can talk, but there was no, there is no director to say,
Transition, sir.
I know we're in transition.
It can't.
What's that?
It can't be your explanation of the transition, sir.
I'm just saying, when we hire a new police chief and we assign them the
We have to wait.
policies that we want, then they're gonna evaluate our current staffing and make sure that everybody is assigned to the, that we have the right roles filled.
Don't you
And-
think that would have been done with the people that you had?
Well, I understand,
I don't understand.
well, I mean, it wasn't my choice to have transition, so, but
Who
we're,
was it? Who was it?
The commissioners.
so, but we're in it, and so we've gotta get new leadership, and then, like any new leader, they're gonna evaluate their personnel, and I think people are doing a good job, they have no reason to worry, and then, but we have vacancies, and we need to fill positions.
My question is, how was all that,
Yeah.
how did all that come to be if they wasn't discussed in the meeting?
Well, everything was discussed in some, yeah, I can't get into personnel issues, but some things
I
are
think
scoped
we're
in
past
executive
the police
session, and things are,
department update here.
all right. Any other questions on the police, department update?
Report.
And we'll have these every month, so you can follow along. Thank you. All right, agenda item number 6, executive session. The Board of Commissioners reserves the right to meet in executive session pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act, including but not limited to sections 551.071, .074, and .076. A is employment, evaluation, reassignment duties, discipline, and dismissal of the following public officer or employee, the chief of police. And B, discussion, update, and possible action concerning employee staff positions. Do we have executive on this? Okay. And again, this is going to be so everyone knows, it's when you see this every month, it's not that we're doing it every month, but it's just in case personnel issues come up, we can't address them in executive. So with that, I apologize, but everyone please needs to vacate the premises at 7:35, and we'll go into recess and adjourn, or go into executive session.
Sometimes I want to talk so much. But the chief of police, he didn't talk all this. He still hasn't talked to us in February. He wouldn't even talk to us. So how could we work with him? Okay, here's mine.
Yeah, I think we can really leave. This is primarily just for the commissioners. So, tomorrow morning.